Yep.
Who is that? The G-Man in there?
Yep. That's
That's
what.
G Man. Like I said, get ready, folks. Get ready. G Man can weigh in on this too. G Man, we talking about black atheists in America, and we're talking about our religious counterparts too. So I included you in the conversation.
Ask him a question.
So I posed to G Man the same question I posed to Emperor Atheist. So hypothetically speaking, G Man, we're working toward building a better black society for, we'll say folks in New Jersey, black folks in New Jersey. We get the decision, G-Man, you, Veckel, Arcane, Antonio, and then all of us here on a council, and we get to make public policies for this new city. How do you go about interacting with people who have a goal towards glorifying their God versus those of us who want to, let's say, focus more on instilling math, science, and some type of literacy within this community?
I would say
This means war. This means war.
continue to build the education in that community and teach people to respect one another and love one another. That's what I would tell them.
That's a great answer.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Did you foresee any type of conflicts that may happen though within some of the, I guess, desires? Let's say if for me, I'm not a huge fan of restricting people's reproductive rights, and so how would we resolve issues? Let's say Antonio's real big on disallowing any type of Planned Parenthood. How could we, I guess, get past that potential impasse?
Allow everyone to have their own political opinion and let them vote based on their political opinion, like we do now. I don't agree on abortions or anything like that, so I'm certainly not going to vote to have people have the support of it. So the only thing that you can do with that is just and it's not going to affect this. It's not going to negatively affect like a black community or anything like that because it doesn't affect it now, in my opinion. So a lot of people have their own opinions about it, but don't expect me to go to the polls and be like, I'm going to support this because I'm not going to do it.
Well,
And I think that's one of the more interesting things because there's no black monolith. And for me, if I can't ask black Christian to go against their set morals in order to make the society that I personally envision as being the most beneficial, or I guess the most conducive toward equality and equity and all these nice concepts. So I think one of the more interesting questions or interesting scenarios that have been posed here is that we should possibly encourage the, I guess, that's a nice way to put this. Many of us feel that while many of us black folks remain really religious, that is in a way a hindrance. So, and I'll give you an example from my background. If I would have been trained in upper level mathematics, the calculus and all that kind of stuff, rather than the Christian religion, I would probably be in a better position in life right now. How do you feel about that, G-Man?
No, I 100% disagree with that. I believe that a person's religious beliefs ain't got jack squat diddly with them pursuing wanting a better education. There are a lot of people that are Christians that are very good at math and extremely good at science, and are good at a whole bunch of other topics that I'm not really interested in myself, but they are, and they're doing just fine. And then there are those people out there who are not excelling at those particular subjects, and they're doing just fine because you take us Christians, for example, we're taught to be content with what we have. We're not told to be. We're not taught to be greedy or to pursue worldly lusts. We're taught to be content. So we're content when we don't have, and we're content when we do have. And I believe that's the way to go, because when you got people that are content and they don't have something, then they don't have like this desire or need to go out there and take something that don't belong to them.
How can you better yourself if you're always content, though?
Well, it depends on your level of ambition. And everybody's different. Like I have a certain amount of ambition with goals that I have that, let's say, you might not have. And you definitely got some ambitions that I don't have. It just depends on the level of ambition you have. What are your goals? But when you're pursuing a goal, it's going to take time to get to it, and it's not going to. And a lot of times, it's not going to happen overnight. It's a lot of baby steps over a long period of time. So, you're going to have to be content where you are until you get to where you're trying to get to.
Yeah, but my point is, if you're content, what's thriving you to go after that goal and achieve it? Because, you know, if you're content, you really kind of, well, if I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. So, you kind of like not really going full blast towards your goal. So that's
okay.
my
Let me
point.
give an example. Let me give you a practical example. Let's say it was my goal to own a neighborhood. Like I wanted, let's say in Newark, for example, like I want to own like an entire block. That's my goal. In order to do that, I'm going to need money, or I'm going to need really good credit to get money from the bank. So what I got to do is I have to be diligent about making sure I'm responsible with my money. I'm saving a little bit every time I get paid. I'm going to have to go about getting these loans from the banks in order to get one house, so I can get another house, so I can get another house, and I can get another house, in that same block and everything, and whatnot, negotiate with people, make friendship with people. But while you're doing that, you're going to have to be content with where you are. You know what the big goal is, but you're taking baby steps to get to where you're trying to get to. That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
Oh, and
I know extremely. Yeah, because I was just saying, I know extremely successful people are never content. That's why they're extremely successful, because they goals keep they keep moving the goalposts, literally. They keep going bigger and bigger. They never content.
I believe we got to get. Go ahead. Huh? This is what I want to say. Go ahead. Somebody still talking?
Yeah, it's me. Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead. You said something. You want to say something else?
Yeah. I would like to get rid of every liquor store that's in our neighborhoods. All of them.
Damn, I totally agree. But I wanted to say something, man. I just mentioned that. I just mentioned that how we always got a church on every corner and a liquor store. But I wanted to say something, man. And this back to your question, Dragon, before G-Man even got in the hangout, about basically secularists or atheists and black atheists and black Christians working together. One thing about it, Christianity gonna be here, religion gonna be here, black Muslims gonna be here. I mean, maybe in another 300-400 years, centuries, it'll die out and the numbers will grow. But this is the thing, though. Eventually, we're gonna have to work together. We're gonna have to. There ain't no, the question is not basically when, or it's basically how. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have. I mean, like I say, most of us work in workplaces. The majority of people are believers. They believe in God. They believe in Jesus or Islam. The thing about it, education. It got to get, and back to what G-Man, and I have to disagree with you on this, G-Man, what you just said about abortions.